40. Midfield, McFadden to tackle. He's gone! 10-5, touchdown! Raiders!
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players. You have a great organization, and you tell them one thing.
We are live. We are live. What's going on, man? This is your boy Pharaoh. Welcome to the Pharaoh NFL. This oasis that we call the Pharaoh NFL channel. Man, we got a lot to talk about today. It's been a minute since I've been on live, so I'm gonna probably touch on topics that you guys already know about. But let's talk. Let's get to the Tomb Raiders, man. What's up with y'all, man? I see y'all in the chat. What's going on? What's going on? Let's see. Let me get to it real quick. All right. My boy Joey. Boy Raider, man, salute to you, brother. Always coming through and showing some love. What's going on, brother? Man, I had some tech issues in the beginning of this. I had to push this out a little bit. Omar, what's good, my brother? So, yeah, salute to the Tomb Raiders. Yes, for sure. Let's see. Holly, what's up, Holly? Man, I appreciate you coming through, showing some love. What's going on? Raider 7D8. Salute Nation. 1000%. Man, salute to the nation. ONT6, man, always showing love, man. ONT6, man. If you guys want a jersey, he has them, man. I'm putting you on ONT6. I know you got like the biggest jersey collection out here in Raider Nation. My guy, Problem TV, man. What's going on, brother, man? Hey, check your inbox, brother. Check your inbox. Let's see. All right, Rod Gas, what's going on, man? Salute, fair shout out from Mexico. Salute. Hey, man, I really appreciate it. All the way from Mexico, man, and showing some love. Raider Nation is worldwide, as always, as usual. Man, look at this. All right. Let's see. Chronicles of the Black Hole OG. Man, we're going to get to that, man. Raiders legend Daryle Lamonica, the Mad Bomber, has passed away. Yeah, and we're going to get to that. I'm going to go ahead and share this real quick. This is, breaking news. This actually happened right before I even I scheduled the live. I didn't even know this happened until like right before the live. Let me go ahead and share this real quick. This is a quick article. Some info on the latest. Let's see here. Let's go on. All right. Can y'all see this? Let me know in the chat if y'all can see this. I'm gonna make it bigger for y'all. Hold on one second. Let's see. All right. So Fox was actually one of the first news outlet to report it, but they found out that the former Raiders quarterback and Clovis native Daryle Lamonica has passed away. And pretty much police and ambulance were called to Lamonica's home in Fresno to investigate potential natural death. Monica's son, Brandon, confirmed to Fox News that his father had passed away. And man, hey, if you guys are Raider fans, whether it's from old to now, like everybody has seen NFL films, and we all know that Daryle Lamonica was one of the best quarterbacks for the Raiders. And he had the best nickname. I'm not gonna lie. The Mad Bomber. Look at this right here. Lamonica was nicknamed the Mad Bomber for his incredible throwing arm, now going down in history as the third leading passer of anyone with the Raiders. At the time, the team was based in Oakland rather than Las Vegas. He led them to 4 back-to-back division titles between 1967 and so, hey, man, this guy, one of the guys that started it all with the Raiders, man. Super Bowl II. So, man, rest in peace, man. He died, I think let's see, I think it goes on to say his age was like he's 80 years old. So he lived a long life, man. But hey, man, that RIP to the Raiders legend. Let me get back to the Tomb Raiders. Let's see what's good right here. Let's see. All right. Yes, sir, man. Yeah, man. It's a sad day, man. But he lived a long life, was a Raiders great for sure. Raider Nation and bereavement for Lamonica. For sure. Raiders for life, man. Appreciate you coming through. Good afternoon, Nation. Hopefully everybody's having a great day. NFL schedule dropping May 12th. I wonder what's our first game. Yeah, man. When we find out, May 12th is a little bit away, but when we find out, we're definitely going to talk about it. That's going to be key to our success this season for sure, especially in a tough division in the AFC West and AFC in general. But Raider for life, re-up, right? RIP Lamonica for sure. Chindo, what's good, my brother, man? Appreciate you pulling up, man. Cool Kev, what's going on, man? What's going on, man? The guy that created the Tomb Raiders. I'm gonna give you that, man. I'm gonna give you that. What's going on? BL, what's up, brother? What's happening, man? What's going on, brother? Let's take this off real quick. Let me just stop the screen. All right, cool. All right. Dre, what's good, brother? What's up, man? Appreciate you pulling up. Let's see. Richard, what's going on, brother? Appreciate you pulling up. All right, man. So obviously, RIP to Daryle Lamonica. I wasn't expecting to talk about him. You know what I mean? But obviously, this is the big news today. I mean, one of the obviously Raider greats, best quarterback in Raider history. I think they listed him as third leading passer in all time. I don't know if someone could quote me on that, correct me on that. But man, the Mad Bomber, I think that's like one of my favorite nicknames for a Raider, man. The Mad Bomber. One of the Raider, greats, man, and he passed away, and obviously it's something that we didn't expect, but he died at 80 years old, lived a long life, long fruitful life. But that being said, I did want to talk about some other topics as well. And salute to everybody that's here, man. I really appreciate the support. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button so I could keep coming back. Man, should I have some people come through? Richard, hey man, you supposed to. Hey Richard, you supposed to. I entered the Ferris tomb late. Yeah, man, you supposed to let the people know the countdown, man. But it's all good. It's all good. But let's get to some of the topics that I wanted to talk about. Let's see here. Let's see. So the first topic, obviously, James Bradberry to the Raiders. Man, we heard this earlier in the week that James Bradberry wasn't showing up to OTAs with the Giants, and obviously there's an issue with his contract. They've been talking about this for a minute. I think before we even free agency started, he was linked to the Raiders as a possible trade candidate just because of his contract. And I think that it would be a great pickup. Obviously, Gilmore was a guy that they really wanted. I don't care what they say. The rumors were there, and the offer was on the table. I guess the offer wasn't good enough, and Gilmore ended up going to the Colts. But James Bradberry was definitely a guy they had their eye on. Especially think about it. He played for the Giants. He played for the Giants while the defensive coordinator Patrick Graham was there, so he's familiar with the player. So I could see where the possible fit could happen. But that being said, where I could see this not happening is that the guy in Cleveland, I think I have his info pulled up right here. Denzel Ward gets a 5-year, $100 million contract. Now that right there, when players like that to get signed like that to that type of contract, a guy like James Bradberry, if he's coming to the Raiders, he's going to want a new deal. He's playing on I believe his contract is pretty much not guaranteed next year, but he's going to want a new contract, and I'm not sure if the Raiders are going to want to pay that. But if they are interested, you know what I mean. He is available. I could pull up. Let's see here. Let me pull up an article that I was reading. 1 second here. Let me share the screen. And the GM for the Giants spoke about the situation going on with James Bradberry. Let's see here. Appreciate your patience. Hold on 1 second. I just had it up. Let's see. All right. Joe Sean. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Joe Sean. Hold on 1 second. All right. Joe Sean. Okay, hold on. Can y'all see that? Let me know if y'all can see that. All right. So obviously the article is titled Joe Sheehan, I can't pronounce his name, won't close the door on the James Bradberry staying with the Giants. So this is another possibility that they might keep him, but I think this is all just talk, just so they can get some good compensation from other teams. But let me see if I could make this a little bit bigger for y'all to read. Let's see here. I don't know if I can. All right, there you go. The widespread belief is that James Bradberry has played his last snap for the New York Giants. In desperate need of salary cap relief, the Giants likely have little choice but to trade the talented veteran cornerback and take the $12.136 million in salary cap relief that they could provide. For sure, that's what they're looking to do. But he goes on. The article goes on to say that obviously they like him, they like his skill set, because it's kind of an awkward situation. It's like the elephant in the room. They really want to get rid of this player, but then he's still with the team. So obviously they're going to say stuff like, I like the kid, I like the skill set. It's just a situation we're in from a financial standpoint. It is what it is, but there are ways we can still make it work, and James can be here, meaning take a cheaper deal. He's not going to do that. A guy, Denzel Ward, just got paid 5 years, $100 million. with the Cleveland Browns. He definitely wants a new contract, especially with the new team. So is that the Raiders? I'm not sure. We got some, contract extensions that we need to, focus on. We'll see. We'll see if they and we'll talk about that as well. But in an article even mentions that, like, they talk about what he's taught, what the GM says. But look, the likelihood remains that he won't be. So in my opinion, I think it's a possibility the Raiders could get him. But man, his contract, that Denzel Ward contract makes things a little bit more tricky, a little more difficult. But that being said, hey, look, at the end of the day, we need a number one corner at the end of the day. So the next topic I wanted to get into, let me get into the Tomb Raiders. Let me see what y'all talking about right now. Let's see here. I'm forgetting about y'all, man. What's good? What's good? Let's see. Hey, hey, man, Kevin Lurker. Yeah, we just talked about a Lamonica. RIP to a legend, man, for sure. Facts, 100%. Cool, Kev. You're saying his cap number too high, and he wants a new contract. For sure. Cash Lord Raider, man, appreciate you pulling up, man. The number one car hater. Bradberry shut down Kelsey 3 catches last year. I wouldn't mind. Facts, man. Like, that's a nice weapon piece to have there on the outside. A guy that can obviously guard receivers, but tight ends are like a talented tight ends are a mismatch. Like, you can't really guard them. And you got a guy, I think Bradberry's like 6'2", 6'3", that literally has this on his resume. Bradberry shut down Kelsey 3 catches last year. Facts, 100%. 100%. OG Fay, he's a zone cornerback though. But think about it. Patrick Graham coached him. You don't think that's a factor, OG Fade? He coached him up at the end of the day. Like, and if he wants him on the Raiders, best believe he's gonna let Ziegler know. Well, my God, what's going on, brother? Appreciate you pulling up. Let's see. Let me get. I think I'm a little behind right here. Okay, all right. Cash Lord is reasonable though. Okay, you got some supporters, Cash Lord. Okay. But let me get to the next topic I wanted to talk about that's Raiders related. Let's see. All right. Deebo to the Raiders, man. Is this a possibility? Is like Deebo, if y'all haven't heard, demanded a trade for the 49ers, which I'm definitely happy about. If you're a Raider fan, we know we don't like the Niners and whatever they're going through, we don't care. But at the end of the day, like, Deebo is a top player at his position. I don't think our receiving core, I'm nitpicking here, but our receiving core is not complete. We got a number one receiver, we got a slot receiver, but we don't have that number 2 outside receiver. We don't got that other guy on the outside. Some may say that it might be a guy like Bryan Edwards, but has he proven that? If a guy like Deebo is available, would you not go after him? Like, come on now, especially in a competitive division like the AFC West, a competitive like conference. Let's be honest, AFC right now, we got talent-wise, a lot of talented players came from the NFC and upgraded a lot of these teams in the AFC. So Deebo, I think, could be a possibility, but let's get into it. Let me get into it. Let me pull up an article here. 1 second here. Let's see. I wish I could automatically just pull this up so it won't be no. Let's see. All right, so this is going to be an article from the Silver and Black Pride, man. If y'all haven't checked that out, go ahead and check that out. But if y'all can see this, but Jeff Darlington, he reported this like a few days ago, or yesterday actually. I just spoke to wide receiver Deebo Samuel, and he told me that he's asked the 49ers to trade him. He did not want to discuss specific reasons behind his request, but he has indeed let the 49ers know he desires to leave the organization. That brings us a big smile to my face. Like, I don't give a fuck about the 49ers. I'll be honest with you. But but yeah, man, I don't know what's going on with him in the Niners. I mean, he's a great player. I've heard that they offered him a contract, but like something other than that contract is that we don't know about is going on with that team. But let's see, looking at this article, and the article even points that out. There are There have been so many blockbuster trades this offseason centering around unhappy stars. Facts, 100%. Reportedly, a central root of Samuel's desires to leave the Barry is not all money. The Raiders have 2 stars, tight end Darren Waller and slot receiver Hunter Renfrow, who are nearing the ends of their current deals and may soon want new contracts. And that's a reason why I can't see this deal happening, because at the end of the day, if he's leaving for possible contract issues, then we can't pay one guy on the other side 28 mil, and then another guy he probably wants like 25, at least 25 mil a year. That's where I kind of see this not really happening at the end of the day. Like, it's just too much money at one position. If anything, I'd rather get a role player on the other side, maybe a deep threat, a guy with some speed that can complement the weapons that we already have. You know what I mean? But you can't, when a guy like Deebo's available, like you can't ignore that. You can't ignore a guy of that talent. That dude is like, man, he could do everything. Honestly, he was their best player, hands down. It's not even a question. And they make a good point too as well. Like we got to look at Waller's contract. We got to look at Renfro's contract, and we're gonna get into Waller in a second. But let's see here. It talks about Waller and Renfro both shown up, but they haven't been signed yet. But what I do not want to happen is a team like the Kansas City Chiefs could be a player for Samuel. Obviously, they have a need after losing Tyreek Hill. Like, if they've lost Tyreek Hill, that's a big, huge void. I know they got a lot of draft picks. I know they need cheaper contracts. You know what I mean? Obviously, with Mahomes' contract and Kelsey and other guys that they have on that team, and using those draft picks on cheaper contracts with talented players. But the draft is not a guarantee. As Raider fans, we know that. We know that. Obviously, with John Gruden in the past, he traded away Khalil Mack, and we got draft picks in return, but some of those players haven't panned out. So it's not a guarantee, but a guarantee would be Deebo Samuel, like without question. And they wanted to keep Tyreek Hill. It's just that Tyreek Hill wanted a contract that was crazy. I'm not sure if it would make sense. I don't know how that would look if they let a guy of their own like Tyreek Hill go, and then they're over here getting not Tyreek Samuel, but Deebo Samuel. I'm not sure how that would work. I'm not sure how that would work. And yeah, man, if they get him, man, that's fuck. That was my first reaction. Was like, damn, like please do not go to Kansas City or any of the teams in our division. But Derek Carr has something to say about it. Before I show you this tweet, he did mention, he was like, he tweeted at the situation with Deebo Samuel and how, like, man, like I can't believe it, with a guy of that talent, he does everything. And Kenny King in Twitter, another Raider content creator, he says Derek is on his way to Ziegler's office, and you can see a clip from The Office, Stanley, my guy. And then Derek Carr says, no, sir, that money is going to Renfro. That money is going to Renfro. So if you guys haven't noticed, Derek Carr has been going out of his way to say that I took a cheaper contract basically for a guy like Renfro, a guy like Moreau, and possibly Darren Waller. But I'm gonna talk about that in a second. But he wants his guy Renfro to get signed. So if that's the case, most likely he's going to get signed. I mean, I think, Renfro is definitely a fit with this team from a player standpoint, from a skill set standpoint. Offensively, we all know what McDaniels does with slot receivers. So, yeah, I just wanted to talk about that real quick. And then let me get to let me see what y'all thinking about, man. I can't see y'all real quick. Let me get to the Tomb Raiders. What's good? Tomb Raiders, what's good? All right. Let's see. Oh, what's going on, Queen? I appreciate that. Make sure to hit the like buttons. And if y'all are new to the channel, make sure to hit that sub button. The road to 1K continues. And let me see if I could put this down here. Yep. All right. So to help y'all out. Let's see. What's good? All right. What's good, DeMarcus, man? Appreciate you pulling up, brother. Let's see. Jack, my guy. Yes. What's up, man? Man, I had to, man. I gotta make my weekly appearance. You know how I make my weekly appearance. But AJ says he's going to the Jets, Giants, and Packers. They're the best teams that could put the best package for him. Are you talking about, hey, AJ, you talking about Deebo? I could see the Jets. The Jets got like a lot of attractive pieces. The Packers definitely got some attractive pieces as well. And then let's see here. Nah, bro. What's good? Hey, what's good, Raider Nation? Nah, hell nah, man. You my guy. You always come through and show some love, man. Let me go back to some of the comments right here. Joel says, I don't know. Deebo is acting really weird. He's upset that the Niners used them in a way that they did, but isn't that their job to put players in the best possible position? That is true. But Joel, let me give you something to think about. Let me give you something to think about. If they're using him as a running back, wouldn't you say running back out of a lot of compared to all the positions on the football field, don't they take a lot of punishment? And on top of that, like if you're taking a lot of punishment, that kind of affects your money at the end of the day, like possible future contracts that you could possibly get. So I think that might be one of the reasons, but we don't know, man. He seems really serious. Like something happened where like there must have been some type of some type of disagreement. I'm thinking, usually I think it's money, but they're going out their way saying that it's not money. It's something else. So Joel, I don't know, but I just think that maybe he doesn't want to be used as a running back anymore. He wants to be used as a wide receiver because wide receivers have longer careers compared to running backs. Running backs, we all know. Look at Josh Jacobs. At the end of the day, like he came in killing, and every year he's kind of took a beating. He's got hurt. His numbers have declined a little bit here and there. You know what I mean? So running backs, they do have a shelf life compared to wide receivers. So maybe maybe that might be one of the reasons. But there has to be something missing too. I'm with there's something that we don't have as far as the information regarding that situation. But let me get back to it. AJ says Foster's the odd man out. Pay Waller, Renfro. Foster didn't know what he was doing half the time out there. Man, I'm with you, man. I'm not a big Foster guy. I'm not a get Foster guy. I was, you know what I mean, as a number 2 tight end. Like I liked him in a way, you know what I mean, to compliment Waller. But when Waller went down last season, where was he? Where was he to be? Like where was he at? Like he wasn't putting up the numbers. He wasn't, like it literally. The guy that impressed me, who should be getting a contract as we speak, should be Renfro. Let's be honest here. Renfro carried the offense last year, damn near. And then obviously Jacobs at the end of the season kind of, he played well to finish the season strong. But as far as, receiving options, it was like Renfro and then everybody else. And I just didn't see enough from Foster to be like, man, like I really believe in him. But one thing to pay attention to is Derek Carr mentioned Foster as a guy that should be extended. The reason why I'm taking a lesser deal is I want guys like Renfro and Foster. And later on, he says, Darren. But, we'll talk about that in a second. Y'all might have seen my thumbnail. Penny, what's good, my guy, man? I appreciate you pulling up, brother. Jack says, fair question. Mitchell Renz posts that would the nation rather have Waller, Renfro, Foster? Your thoughts? I think Waller out of the 3 is the best player. Let's be honest here. Waller is definitely the best player out the bunch. Like when healthy and on the field, Waller is the guy that defenses are worrying about. They're game planning against. But I think Renfro should be extended because I feel like his contract will be doable. Waller, I think, wants to get paid, and judging by who he's with, who I think his agents, I forgot, it's the same agents that represent LeBron, so they're gonna definitely go for like a huge contract, and not this season, but I think it's gonna be after next season, and I think the Raiders should, man, I don't know, they probably do this, but I feel like they should get Waller heavily involved. I feel like they should give him plenty of catches, plenty of opportunities, get his numbers up. And then when that contract negotiation happens, obviously we can see if we can do it. If we can't do it, then at least we can have Waller with his numbers and we could trade him to the highest bidder and get whoever we can get. And I'm going to talk about the Waller situation in a little bit. Problem was good. As long as he don't go to the Chiefs, it's all good. Hey, facts, 100%. Like, I don't want him to go to Chiefs. Let him go to, like, somewhere in the NFC that's ass. Like, some team that's not good at all. Oh, TV on. Oh, man, I can't say your name, bro. I'm going to say TV. TV on. TV on G. That is a crazy. I don't know how to pronounce that. He's going to Dallas. If he goes to Dallas, I'm cool with that. Go to Dallas, for sure. Go ahead and go to Dallas, man, and put up your numbers. Alan, you think the Niners would trade Deebo to the Cowboys though? Do y'all really see that happening? You really see Deebo going to the Dallas Cowboys? That's like a Niners rival. You know what I mean? And it's in their division. It's in their conference. It's a playoff team that they. I don't know, man. I don't know if they would feel comfortable doing that. If I was a fan of the Niners, I would hate for him to go to the Cowboys of all teams. And I'm sure the Niners know that as well. Alan Maxwell says, I hope Deebo stays the hell out of our division. Facts, 100%. I'm with you. That's what I'm just hoping for. Just stay away from our division at least. Man, stay in the NFC. Stay in the NFC because he's a great player. I'm not going to lie to you. He's a great player. All right, Hunter Renfrow is the best pass catcher. He's a better pass catcher than Deebo. Man, I think you're trying to make a point here, but I'm not gonna lie. Like, if I had to choose between Deebo and Renfrow, and like all things were equal, and it was just player for player, Deebo's the better player. You know, Deebo's the better player. I love Renfrow. I feel like Renfrow is. I want him to get signed. He's a heady player. He's a great player. You know what I mean? Great, one of the best slot receivers in the league. But he is a slot receiver. I feel like Deebo does way more for the team. You know what I mean? So, and if y'all haven't already, a little public service announcement. Make sure to hit the tombs, like the video, and subscribe. Most importantly, man, the road to 1K continues, man. I got a lot of goals, and one of the goals is to get to 1K, and I really appreciate it. I appreciate everybody pulling up right now. This has been a major blessing, and man, I appreciate that. I just had to get that out the way, man, because I do need to get to that 1K, man. It's a big number for me. Eric Raiders Haters Hunter, I know he's good, but sometimes when you have too many pieces, someone feels left out. Yeah, but I don't want to go from. I don't want to. Eric, I hear what you're saying, but you got to get as much talent as possible. If it's possible to get, if we can get 2 number 1 receivers, why wouldn't you do it? You're not going to be like, nah, you know what? Let's get 1 number 1 receiver, and then the other guy on the other side. I don't want him to be a number 1 diva. I don't want him to be a number 1 receiver. I want him to be like a lesser talent, so he doesn't really cause any problems. Nah. We got to get as much talent as possible. Look at Cincinnati. They went to the Super Bowl because they had obviously a great quarterback, but a great supporting cast around him with 2 number 1 receivers. With T. Higgins, you got Jamar Chase on the other side. You got Tyler Boyd, one of the best slot receivers in the game too. And you got Joe Mixon, one of the best running backs in the league. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you got to get as much talent as possible in order to win in this league, in order to win the Super Bowl. You know, obviously they came up short, but damn, they damn near got it. You know, they got all the way over there. Deebo, okay, yeah, I'm with you, AJ. I'm with you. So, all right. So I know I'm sorry I didn't get Jack. Let me. Did I get to this question already? I think I talked about this already. I'm behind. Bear with me, y'all. Bear with me. All right, let's see. Yeah, I appreciate that, brother. Let's see. Raider Nation, let me get to your comment because I know you were saying that I don't get to you. Who would you prefer, Waller or Deebo on this offense? Who would be the bigger impact? Picture this: Deebo as a number 2 is fuck. That's a good one. See, that is a good one. I think I'll take Deebo. I think receivers have a bigger impact, man. Like because Deebo's a number 1. He's a number 1 receiver. So if let's say Devontae Adams went down, we'll be okay because we got Deebo on the other side. You know what I mean? In my opinion, I'll take Deebo. I love Waller. I want him to stay with the Raiders, but and I'm gonna get to this real quick. I want to touch on this. I know I just wanted to get y'all involved in here. Yeah, it's a dual role for sure. Foster gave up some key blocks that got Carr sacked. Yep. Raider Kojo, man, I appreciate you pulling up, man. Hey, a salute fair last night was fire. Yeah, man. The smoke hour with my boy Raider Gay, man. That shit was hilarious for sure. Cash Lord Raider says Waller caught the ball from Carr in last game against the Chargers. It was a bad throw. He still caught it, got us in field goal range. Hey, man, whatever gets the job done. I ain't mad at it. Fair, are you dropping your mock draft before the draft? Hey, that's a possibility. I really haven't thought about it because I literally, this is another announcement too. I'm gonna be in Vegas next week, for the draft. So, be on. Hey, if y'all pulling up, hey, let's have a good time, bro. Like I'm gonna be checking out all the Raider events, including the draft. I know Doc's got his thing going on at the Earn Hotel. Make sure to pull up over there. And I think they got a football game as well. So I'm going to be pulling up. I want to see everybody in this chat over there if possible. That'd be for sure a good thing for me. And just to put a face to all these names, man. Like I want to have a good time out there. And if y'all going, let me know. Hit me up on social, Twitter, Instagram. Let me know if y'all pulling up. Let's get together, bro. Let's get together, everybody. Joel, I'm excited to see which players on the team improve with this new regime. Yeah, facts, 100%. So I've been saying this with Dave Z. Dave Z right now, he's undefeated. He's undefeated because this offseason, he's proven to me that he's a good. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but I'm already sold on Dave Z as far as the moves that he's been making with the Raiders. The only guy where I could say, maybe might have some question marks, I would say it probably be McDaniels. And not to say that he's not going to do a good job. It's just he still need to prove that has he learned from his mistakes from the previous coaching opportunities that he's had. We still gotta see it on Sundays. But as far as Dave Z, god damn, man, way to start an offseason, man. Way to start. Let's see. Let me get back to the Tomb Raiders. Let's see. Raiders for life. I don't think Jerry would pay 25 for Deebo. Hey, man, Jerry, if he wants a guy, he'll get him. He'll get him. Arkham, my guy, man. Salute, Fair NFL. I'm on my lunch break. Stop by to show some love, brother. Hey, I appreciate the brother. Hey, if y'all haven't already, man, go ahead and subscribe to Arkham Raider, man. He started up his channel. Make sure to support everybody in Raider Nation, man. I ain't no hater, man. Hey, subscribe to everybody. It doesn't take a lot, including my channel, man. I'm trying to get to 1K as well. But hey, if I see a Raider content creator, I'm always subscribing because you got to support them so they can keep coming back with good content. Because nobody likes watching ESPN because they don't talk about your team. They don't talk about the Raiders. But the Raider content creators do, and they go out their way to bring you some good content, good info. Let's see. Maybe Raider Gabe. Salute Farrell. Salute panel. Ain't nobody in the panel yet. But it's me, man. I appreciate you pulling up. Maybe I don't know who you are, but yo, you're like the number one troll right now, for sure. Let's see. Let me get back to it. All right. Let's see. Renfro. Jack, you're saying okay. You saying Renfro is probably the best slot receiver. Already have Adams. No need for Deebo. Yeah, no, it's definitely a luxury. I'm not saying the Raiders need to make this move, but I'm saying if it's a possibility, we have to think about it. Because it's not like we're gonna win the division automatically next year. We got to face teams like the Chargers, who are talented. We got to face teams like the Denver Broncos, who are talented. The Chiefs, who are talented. The AFC in general is talented. You know what I mean? So we got to get as much talent as possible. That's all I'm saying. And if it's a possibility, why not check it? Why not see if it can happen? Even though I don't think it's going to happen, because I didn't think Devontae Adams was going to come to the Raiders. I didn't think the Packers were dumb enough to give us the best receiver in the game. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely a luxury pickup, but and I mentioned that, obviously his contract would probably be the biggest issue and why it wouldn't happen. And it's I hear you, Jack, but I'm just saying, man, that dude is a beast. Let's see. Let me see. Circus Raider, man. Appreciate you pulling up. Just heard the news. Lamonica, RIP to another Raiders great, man. Yeah, we talked about it, man. RIP to a legend. Definitely a legend in Raiders, in the Raiders, man. In NFL, man. I'm not, but let's get back to Dave Z. He's saying, "Are you ready for the draft 22?" Hey, man, I'm ready. I'm more than ready, man. I got my tickets. I'm gonna be in Vegas, y'all, man. I'm gonna try to shoot some content. You know what I mean? So I hopefully you guys can pull up as well. But look, let me get back to what because I'm possibly behind in the chat, but let me get back to another topic that I wanted to touch on. And this was kind of released today, and this has kind of been talked about the whole offseason. Is Waller, is he most likely gone? And I'm going to share something with y'all real quick. Let's see here. I'm gonna go to let's see. All right. So I don't know if y'all can see that. This is RaidersBeat.com, and they made an article saying insiders believes Raiders and Darren Waller headed for a split after 2022 season. Man, see, this is why you guys need to subscribe to your Raider content creators, because we've been talking about this. We've been connecting the dots with this the whole, off season, and now they're reporting it. And the article. Let me see if I can make this bigger for y'all to see. See if y'all can see that. All right, cool. Y'all can see that. All right, rumors have been swirling for a while around Darren Waller's future with the Raiders, and one team insider believes the upcoming season is likely to be Waller's last year with the Raiders. Moreau will be a lot more affordable than Darren Waller, but I think you can probably get Renfro and more Moreau done. The Athletics' Vic Tafur said on his State of the Nation podcast. Vic Tafur is a beat writer for the Raiders. And he kind of says he's stating exactly what I was trying to tell you earlier, exactly what a lot of these Raider context has been trying to tell y'all, that I think Darren Waller might be the odd man out. And hear me out. Even though I think that he's the best player out of Renfro and Moreau, his contract might be too high because we gave a contract to obviously Derek Carr, Adams, and then you got Renfro, who like literally Carr is going out his way every chance that he gets. He's mentioned Renfro as a guy that like needs to get signed. The money that I created for my contract was because of Renfro and Moreau. He pointed out Moreau, even though I'm not a big fan of Moreau. He's pointing him out, and that's kind of key to pay attention to. And then you can see he says you have all these new contracts. You have Chandler Jones, Devontae Adams, and now Derek Carr. I kind of feel like Waller's kind of the odd man out. I think he probably won't be here past this year, but you never know. All right. So look. So then, it goes on to say Waller will turn 30 in September. So that's 2 years remaining on his 4-year, $29.8 million contract. So mind you, this contract is a great contract. It's a great contract for the Raiders, not for Waller, because he's getting underpaid compared to other players, top players at his position. So you definitely know he's going to want to get paid. And I mentioned earlier that, obviously he signed to the people that represent, I forgot the name, but that represent LeBron and all that type of stuff. They're going to want to get a huge contract. If Waller plays well under his first year, head coach Josh McDaniels, it's possible that Raiders will consider trade options rather than give him another long-term commitment just months before he turns 31. So, and then another key thing, and I keep mentioning this, and the article, whoever wrote this article, man, shout out to you. He also points this out too as well. He says, as for the Raiders' plan to eventually replace Waller, it was noteworthy that Carr mentioned a new deal from Moreau shortly after signing his own. Maybe he knows. Maybe he already knows, man. He knows that, like, hey, look, if Waller can't come back, at least let me sign my good friend of mine's in Moreau. You know what I mean? So I know it's not a lot, but sometimes you got to connect the dots, and that's what I'm here to do, and that's what all the Raider contents are here to do. Is we're trying to paint a picture, but also let's see what the chat has something to talk about. Oh, let's see. Raider Joe, what's going on, brother? I appreciate you pulling up. Circus Raider says all ESPN sounds like to me is Deebo Samuels is demanding a trade. How will this affect LeBron's legacy? That's what I'm saying, man. They don't talk about, like, yeah, okay, that's newsworthy, but there are other teams. But to be fair, there are a lot of teams. We're not the only team in the league. But that being said, that's why, guys like us, Raider content creators come through and we gotta talk this shit with y'all, man. All right. Let's see. Jack is saying salute. All right, salute. Yeah, what's going on? Let me get back into the chat. Dark Raiders, I would rather spend the cap space on the defensive side of the ball. I hear you. Yeah, like we definitely need to add some talent to that defense, especially if you're going against literally like the top 5 quarterbacks in the league, whether you think Russell Wilson's top 5, at least top 10. You got Herbert, and then you got Mahomes, and we're playing them like 6 times next year altogether. That's going to be tough. And the AFC in general got the best quarterbacks if you think about it. So we're going to have a defense to at least stop them. All right, let's see. I don't see any reason to get a receiver that had one healthy season, aka Deebo. The reason he's asking for money is because he's unsure if he can. But also maybe he doesn't want to play that running back. Well, I don't. Hey, you. So you're telling me, AJ, you're telling me that you wouldn't give a guy like this a contract? What kind of contract would you give him, AJ? Out, man. That dude's a beast, man. He's a monster. He's a monster. Let me get to it. I know I'm behind y'all. This article got me dying. Why, bro? Tell me why. Tell me why you're dying. It's Bro, are you talking about the article I just read right now? Literally, we've been talking about this, and they kind of I think a lot of these guys watch a lot of our stuff. So Raider Alex says Waller gonna ball out next season. He's gonna re-up his contract for sure. Hey, yeah, facts. Facts. He's gonna have a huge season. If y'all haven't seen tight ends in the Patriots offense, aka the McDaniels offense, man, y'all tripping, man. He's gonna definitely have a big season. I feel like the number one option is definitely gonna be Adams, but number two is definitely gonna be Waller, without a doubt, right, Alex? Man, salute to you, man. I appreciate you showing up, brother. Jack Kenneth says, okay, question of the nation. Renfro about 12 million, Foster about 3 to 5. Shit, 1 to 2 million, man. Fuck 3 to 5. Waller around 16 mil for me. It's Waller. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be tough. If we can keep him, let's keep him. I mean, I'm a big fan of Waller. I think he's one of the best tight ends in the league. That's not even saying something shocking. We all know that. It's just that, is it going to be 16 mil? Is it going to be higher than that? We don't know. We don't know. But let me get back to it. Circus Raider says Moreau disappointed me last year, but he could be a good gap tight end while we search for someone serviceable enough who can replace some of Waller's production if we do more. Well, let me actually throw this out here. So if y'all haven't noticed to the top 30 visits that and I wish I had this pulled up, because Raiders Scout actually he really did a good thing where he counted each position for each player that came in. So like the top position that we brought in the top 30 visits was corner. So we looked at a lot of corners, but guess what a lot of positions we were looking at? The next position was tight ends. You know what I mean? So maybe, hey, Ziegler and McDaniels, they know maybe it's a possible chance that Waller can't come back, and they might need some talent. So I don't know if they believe in Moreau 100%. So let's see. Let me get back to it. Cash Lord Raider says Renfro going to run those element option routes. Facts. To be honest with you, everybody's going to be running option routes. I think that's the McDaniels offense. Is I feel like they got option routes everywhere for every position on offense. It would be easier to replace Renfro. Hard to find a top 3 tight end. Yeah, hard to find a top 3. It would, yeah, facts, 100%. That's the only reason why we're saying Renfro because he's a Raider. You know what I mean? We drafted him. He developed. He grew up in this offense. Grew up with this team. He's a likable guy. I think a lot of Raider fans, they just want to sign him. You know what I mean? They like Renfro. So there's an emotional aspect to Renfro as well. But let's be honest here. Who's the better player? Waller. At the end of the day, he's a top 3 tight end. But it's more of I think if we're thinking logically, I think we're thinking about, we got to think about the money. And I feel like Renfro might be cheaper than Waller, to be honest with you. Let's see. Waller was hurt, still put up okay numbers. The McDaniels loves his tight end. He does. He's gonna be healthy next year. He's gonna be ready. Raider Nation says, I'm still shocked that Tyron is still available. I know. I think he's gonna wait until after the draft, maybe till June 2nd when we get some money. It's a possibility. Only One Nation, man. I appreciate you pulling up, brother. Of Waller. If Waller bails out, do you see us extending him or letting him walk? Look what happened to J.C. Jackson, and we don't overpay players in the new regime. We don't overplay payers in the new regime. So if Waller bails out, do you see us extending him or letting him walk? Look what happened to J.C. Jackson, and we don't overpay players. Yeah. I think that, and we're just talking about that. Only One Nation. You got here a little bit late, but we're talking about how like Waller literally is not going to be he might be an odd man out. It's a huge possibility that he could be the odd man out with the Raiders just because of his contract and the fact that we paid all these players on the team already, and he wants to get paid. But I hopefully he has a great season next year. So then when it does come to contract negotiations, if we can't keep him, at least we could trade him to the highest bidder, meaning we can get a good amount of draft picks back for him. At least worst case scenario. I want him to stay with the Raiders, but worst case scenario, at least have him stay, long term. At least get some draft picks back. AJ says, don't get me wrong, Deebo is a good player, but he's fun to watch. But we don't need him. So don't get me wrong, Deebo's a good player, but he's fun to watch. But we don't need him. Yeah. No, I get you. But we do need him. Are you confident with Edwards on the other side? AJ, are you really confident with Edwards on the other side of Adams? You know what I mean? I'm not 100% because we haven't seen it. We haven't seen him put together. I'm just saying, like, you can't say that with 100% confidence that Edwards is going to be balling out next season. You can maybe speculate, you can project, but like he's going into his third year and we haven't really seen too much. We've seen him make a catch here and there, and that's it. Raider Alex says Renfro is younger, but it's tough. It's a tough call. They will likely need to make the decision in the next year or two. No, they got to make that decision now, man. I think isn't Renfro on his last year on his deal? Like they got to make that. They got to make that decision soon. For at least for Renfro. I mean, Waller, they can wait a little bit. Jack says Honey Badger wants to see how everything pans out for him to get the best contract and possible Super Bowl. Yeah, for sure. I think the Raiders might be on his list. It's possible it's possible. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, he left the Chiefs because he wanted to get more money. Then found out real quick that at the end of the day, like no one's gonna really pay him the money that he wants. But who knows? We don't know what the offers on the table. He's taking his time, and they're gonna wait. They're probably gonna wait until after the draft until they sign him. Until like teams drafted players, and then after the draft is not a guarantee that you're gonna get the player that you want. And if a team that does need a safety doesn't get a player in the draft, then a guy like Honey Badger could come in and be like, all right, this is how much money I want, and then they might sign him. I think Raiders might be one of those teams, especially when we get more money later in the offseason. Dark Raider said, let's be Rams and pay everyone. Hey, low-key we are. We've been handing out contracts left and right, Dark Raider. We've been handing contracts left and right. So we're definitely not the Rams. The Rams, I think their owner is like one of the richest in sports. Man, like that dude got money for days. I think he's married into like Walmart money. So he got a whole lot of money. It's a 3-man show. Renfro, Waller, and Adams. Yeah, I can't wait for that offense. And I know a lot of people have been saying like, oh, well, why don't we trade him for a second-round pick and get him in the second round? Like, nah, I don't want to trade Waller for a second-round pick. I think we can get more for him if we waited a year. And on top of that, one of the exciting aspects of this team that makes this team so exciting for us to even think about is the fact that obviously Adams is there, but then you got Waller, then you got Renfro. So many different types of weapons so many ways that McDaniels could pick you apart. Let's see. Raider Nation. Let's see. Okay, Raider Nation. What are you saying here? Maybe Mark Davis should shave his hair and drop a few mil out his pocket to pay the All-Stars and go all in. Like, hey, he is though, man. He is going all in. I'm telling you right now, Mark Davis wants to win, man. Like he's in a new market, Las Vegas. If you look at all the hats, I don't have them, but all the hats say Las Vegas Raiders. He's trying to win that market. He's trying to make sure he solidify his spot in that market, and the only way you could do that, one of the biggest ways you could do that is also by obviously marketing, but winning. You got to win. In order to win, you got to have talent, and in order to get talent, you got to pay certain talent. You got to draft well, and then you also got to sign the players. So I think he's doing a good job, man. I give a lot of props to Mark Davis. He's doing a great job. Dark Raider says Edwards gets a bad rap. He was top 20 in separation and won us some games in clutch. Carr, once we lost Ruggs, we used him to catch stretch field. Yeah, man. Hey, I just want him. I'm not saying I haven't seen anything from him. I'm saying that we haven't seen a level of consistency with him. We haven't seen it for us to be like, oh, Edwards is going to do this. Next year, Edwards is going to do that. We can't say that with 100% confidence. We can say that with Waller. We've seen Waller dominate. We've seen Renfro do his thing. You know what I mean? Obviously, we've seen Devontae Adams do his thing with the Packers. But Edwards is a guy that you can't really say 100% without a doubt that he's going to come in and dominate. Like, it's just, or play well. It's kind of hard to say. You know what I mean? And I understand what you're saying. You're bringing up like top 20 separation, but that's not even his game. His game is not separation. His game is jump ball, throw me the ball. I'm gonna be out physical. I'm gonna out muscle the cornerback and win. So and he did early on. He did. I think with everything that happened during the season, you know, and not to just give him an excuse, but let's think about it, man. Last season was a crazy season with John Gruden obviously leaving in the middle of the season, and then you got a guy like you know, Henry Ruggs, you know, tragic situation. You know, I don't want to go get into it too much, but we all know what happened with Ruggs. And you got to understand, like, that was a teammate, a friend to everybody on that team, to most of the players on that team, the coaching staff. So that was a huge like I remember when I heard the Ruggs situation, that was depressing. When I heard the details, I was like, damn, man, like, to the family that lost their child, to Ruggs, to Ruggs' family, his kids, like, it's just like, man, like, it was so depressing. So to think about it, if you want to think about it, let's think about how the players might have felt. Someone who knew him personally, like a guy like Edwards, that might have took. I think Edwards and him were probably good friends, and that probably affected him a lot, and maybe affected his output last season, because he started okay the season, and then he kind of disappeared later in the season. Because I know you mentioned clutch, but he was clutch earlier in the season, not later in the season. Later in the season, he kind of disappeared. But let me get to the next. Oh man, okay. Oh damn, I'm behind. Whoo, man, the Tomb Raiders, y'all, man, appreciate y'all pulling up. If y'all haven't already, make sure to hit the tombs, like and subscribe. And the road to 1K continues, man. Like I said, it's a personal goal of mine. So if y'all new here, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Circus Raider says Edwards will breakout year if top playmakers are still healthy. If Adams, Renfro, and Waller go down, he'll disappoint again. He's not capable of anything more than wide receiver 3. You see, the fact that we're talking like this about Edwards tells you that he's been inconsistent. Like, you got on one side, you got to say, hey, we should give him time. Then another side is like, man, he's not gonna do it. But somewhere in there is the truth. The truth is that he's been inconsistent. I'm not saying he doesn't have talent. He definitely has talent, but let's see. Richard, he agrees with you. Jack says Rams remind me of the late Al Davis teams. The cap will catch up. I don't know, man. I don't know. The Rams are like, fuck, man. Like, I'm glad they're in the NFC. I'm glad they're not in the AFC, man. We got a lot to deal with as it is right now with the AFC West and AFC in general. But god damn, it seems like they do not understand. Like, they don't even know the cap doesn't exist with them. They're like the Yankees of the NFL when it comes to like spending. Only One Nation says, let's see, trade next year's first round for Deebo. Rams move. What do you think, Farrell? Nah, I don't know, man. That might be a little too steep. I mean, I don't think it's gonna get it done. I think he's probably gonna get like more than that. You know, he's a great player. He's a great player. I don't think it's gonna be a possibility. And you got to take it of that contract. That's the thing that kind of is the extra piece to it, is that he's gonna want a bigger contract. So that's what's probably gonna affect some teams from trading from. But there's a lot of teams that would want a guy like him. He's a number one receiver. He's a talented player. Cool Kev, Edwards is going to get a battle test in training camp. Facts, 100%. He should. That's how it should be. You know, let the talent, let the cream rise to the top, man. Like, Alan, what's good, man? Appreciate you pulling up. Raiders need to be third team to win a Super Bowl at home. Man, if they win a Super Bowl, that means that they've won 3 Super Bowls at 3 different cities. I don't think that's been done. I don't know if that's been done. Man, and the Raiders legend continues, you know, if that happens. And I think it will happen, man. Got to put that shit in the world so we could make that happen. AJ Simpsons, what we need is speed, in my opinion. I agree with you 100%. I've been preaching this all off season. We need speed. If anything, everything else is luxury when it comes to the offensive side of football. I mean, we need some talent in that O-line room. I'm not saying we don't need that, but as far as the receiving options, if we can get a young player in the draft I'm not saying he got to be an all-star, but he can just play a role, and that means, and then that role will be a deep threat. And he says, what we need is speed, in my opinion. Lucky for us, this draft has a lot of speed at receiver. Facts, 100%. We have a chance to get one of those guys. I hope we can. We only got a limited amount of draft picks. I think we got the second fewest in the NFL as far as draft picks, so we got to make them count. We got to make them count. SVT Vasquez, my God, man, I appreciate you pulling up, man. We all thought Adams wasn't a possibility, so we need to stop these Waller rumors. Carr always had trade rumors, and he's still with the team. Let's just play. Facts, 100%. Yeah, you're true. That's true. I was one of the guys that I didn't think Adams was a possibility. Not that we didn't have the need or we couldn't do the move. I didn't think the Packers were going to do it. When you got Aaron Rodgers, you're going to want to win. So why would you trade a guy as talented as Adams that has that chemistry with them? I just didn't think it was going to be possible, but it happened, and I'm happy. Like I'm not mad about it, but that's why I'm like, hey, you're speaking facts right now. Appreciate that, man. Arkham Raider, DC's leadership throughout the Ruggs Gruden adversity was second to none. Any other team would have crumbled. Instead, we rose above and made the playoff. Facts, 100%. He's, as a quarterback of the team, he is the leader of the team. He's the leader of the team. We all know all know the situation with the quarterback. They get too much credit, and they also take, when they win, they get too much credit when they lose. But hey, we won. We got to the playoffs, and let's give DC his flowers. He was part of the reasons why they made the playoffs. But also the leadership on the team, that locker room, guys like Max Crosby, and shout out to Bisaccia, man. Like, he did his thing, man. Like, much respect. He wasn't part of the future for the Raiders, but hey, while he was here, he held everything. He held everything together because the players were vouching for him. The Raiders players, they wanted Bisaccia to stay, but obviously, Mark Davis is playing chess right now, so he had to get McDaniels and Dave Z, and I'm not mad at it. And I know Raider Nation ain't mad about it with all these moves happening. Pyro, my God, man. What up, Nation? What's good, man? What's good? AJ Simpson says Robinson's behind Edwards too. He's already known. He knows how to be a number 2 receiver. Robinson could push. Was he a number 2 receiver with the Kansas City Chiefs? It seemed like I think he was like the number 4. I'm not sure if he was the number. Was he number 2? I'm not sure if he was the number 2 with the Chiefs. I'm not sure, man. I don't know. Let me know if that's actually true. Raider Nation says, what if we end up coming out of nowhere and trading for Saquon Barkley to pair with Jacobs? Fuck, hey, man. The one thing I like about Saquon Barkley, obviously he was a top 5 pick, and is the threat that he has, that threat to take it to the house. That's what I love about Saquon Barkley. He has that threat to take it to the house. He can receive out the backfield. He's versatile. Obviously, he can run the ball. But if we do trade for him, it's going to be pennies. Let's be honest here. It's going to be pennies not because of the talent. It's the fact that when's the last time we've seen Barkley play? He's been hurt a lot. So I don't know if that will be a possibility to trade. But like, hey, if we get him, I'm not mad at it. It's going to make even next season even more exciting with a player like Saquon, but I just don't think it's going to happen just based off his injuries and the way McDaniels and Dave Z move coming from the Patriots. They're going to want to draft a running back of their choice in the draft. I could see that happening. And then, letting Jacobs walk next year. I know y'all Raider fans don't want to hear that, but shit, they don't. I'm not sure if they're going to give Jacobs a contract. Exo Sounds, man. Appreciate you pulling up. In the football space, when Ruggs was gone, Edwards lost some production because the D did not have to stretch the field. Edwards and Cleats take big steps. Make a good point. Now that there's talent around Edwards, he's going to be able to shine more because he's going to go against like lesser talent, like AKA cornerback. The cornerbacks he's going to face are not going to be the number 1 corners or number 2 corners. It's probably going to be like the number 3 corners, 4 corners. Yeah, so I get you. I get what you're saying. There's more talent on the team, so that means players are gonna play well. I get that logic. I'm with you. I just want some speed because we don't have just like AJ mentioned. Speed is definitely an element that I think we would possibly need. 3 things this team needs: O-line, defense. Can't go on with depth on defense. Yep. I want some talent on that O-line. I don't care how they do it. Defense as well. Obviously, I'm not 100% confident with the D tackle position. Obviously, we know who's on the outside. We know who's on the edges with Chandler Jones and Max Crosby, but I'm not 100% sold on the guys in the middle. I know we signed back Hankins, but is he going to give us the production that we want back there? Hopefully, he could, be a good role player for us. But we'll see. We'll see. We definitely need some young talent. Maybe might be a possible draft. I think we could possibly draft someone in the draft, at least in the middle of that defense, a D tackle, nose tackle, somebody. Jack Kenna says, funny note, D-Jack said today 4 teams he wants to play for. Raiders not mentioned, but 2 AFC, because we don't want them. AFC West teams. Last year he said he wanted to be Raider for life. Man, because we don't want him. You know what I'm saying? He's just trying to he just wants to get paid. I ain't mad at it, but at the end of the day, the Raiders have moved on, and he's not going to mention the team that he knows that he has no chance of coming back to. At the end of the day, he's 35, 36. He's a strictly a speed receiver. He's not a big guy. So if you're going to lose a step at that age and you're not a big guy, that means when you get hit, oh my God, like that's going to be even worse for a player like that. A guy like that, he depended a lot on his speed. So I'm not sure if we want to depend on a guy like that to bring him back. But hey, man, hey, good riddance, man. Thanks for coming. But hey, we moved on. We moved on. Cash Lord Raider, if Deebo was on the Raiders, everyone would be like, see what Carr created, got him paid. Y'all got to stop with the receivers getting themselves paid. They catch the ball. Cash Lord Raider, man, I see what you're doing, man. I see what you're doing here. You know damn well Carr helped a lot of receivers in their career. We all, come on, man. I like that though. I like that. You start a conversation. That's a nice little. I like that. That was pretty dope, man. Appreciate that. Cash Lord Raider, man, you're hilarious. I would trade Abrams, Foster for a second rounder. I would trade Abrams and Foster for a second rounder. Who would take that trade? Raider for life. I hope whatever you're saying, I hope that happens. Please, God, some team be just dumb enough to just accept a trade like Abrams and Foster for a second rounder. Because at the end of the day, you're talking about players that possibly not might be with us. Are they really top players at their positions? No, not really. Respect to Abrams. I feel like he's a talented player in his own right, but coverage-wise, do you think a team would want to give up a second rounder for a guy that, can't cover as good as well as the other players at his positions? And Foster, a guy that's literally kind of shown you his rookie year, he played well, and then he got hurt, and then I hope, I wish, but nah, I don't think that's gonna happen at all. Facts. Arkham Raider Carr made the playoffs with Zay Jones on the outside. Hey, he got Zay Jones paid, man. You see that contract? It was like 3 years, $50 million. I'm just joking. It was like 3 years, like $30 million. But you get the point. You get the point. He got paid. He got paid. All right. Let's see. Let's get back to it. Raider for life. You added back. I have a hunch that Ziegler might want to trade to first round before the draft. Man, if you listen to his presser yesterday, the way he worded things, I swear, I think he knows like people are listening and like he likes to fuck with people a little bit. Like he likes to mess with people. He kind of mentioned that, for right now, he added like a little bit of. Hopefully, I could pick up like the quote, but man, he's definitely looking to move up. If you remember how we got Adams, I feel like there was an article breaking down the whole Adams trade. And one of the key things is that Ziegler, he didn't want to give up that second round pick this year. He wanted to give up a second round pick next year. Obviously, we all know who won that back and forth. Zave Ziegler, he went ahead and gave that second round this year so we can get Adams, and I'm not mad at it. But that tells you he wanted a second round, at least a second round pick in this year's draft. So be on the lookout. It's a possibility he might get in the second round. First round, that's tough. But you never know. You never know. Cool Kev says Barkley can take it to the house. Jacobs need to work on it. Yeah, man. That's the one thing you could not. I like Jacobs. He's a good player, but man, that dude is not a fast running back. He's not a fast player at all. Like he's a physical player, but he's not going to take it to the house, man. Until he shows me. And it's been like 4 years, 5 years in the league, and he hasn't showed any type of like breakaway speed. Maybe his rookie year he had some long runs, but never like a 50-yard touchdown. Never a 40-yard touchdown. Never like a 60, 70-yard touchdown. That's just not his game. It's not his game. EXO says, absolutely having a speed receiver is a must. I hope we see Edwards in the red zone hey, man, I hope so too, man. Hopefully coaching, the upgrading coaching, we'll see a lot of these players step up too. That's another thing to think about. When the coaching upgrades, that means that players are going to be in better positions to succeed, meaning we're going to see a better product on the field. So hopefully that happens as well. Only One Nation says Noah Ellis would be my D tackle late round pick, but also seen Devontae Wyatt falling lately. Any chance to grab him? Hey, Devontae Wyatt, I think that was a guy that I wanted to get when we had our picks, maybe possibly in the first round, but I just at this point, like I'm good. Like we got Adams, that's our first round pick. When I'm in Vegas next week, I'm gonna be celebrating, talking a lot of shit. You know what I mean, as usual. But I don't know if we'll be able to get a guy like Devontae Wyatt. If it happens, it happens. We'll see. We'll see. It's a possibility. Like I just said, like Dave Ziegler does want to get he does want to get back into the second round at the very least, to maybe get a good quality player. Raider Nation says, I haven't seen us have a running back that can take it to the house. Darren McFadden. Yeah, bro. I was talking about like Darren McFadden. Like I know that he was consistently hurt with us, but Darren McFadden, like for like a good 2-year stretch, he had to be like one of the best, most exciting running backs. Like it was a few games where I like literally was up on my feet just talking all type of shit. I know Raider Nation is with me. Like I remember there was the Jets game where he took like a 70-yard touchdown all the way. I remember the Jaguars game. He took a pass out the backfield, took it to the house. Then he had another 50-yard run. Then he had another 40-yard run that game. And obviously the Denver Broncos. Like, man, there's so many games where I've seen Darren McFadden take it to the house. Like guys like that, I feel like they're worthy of first-round picks. If anything, maybe not all of them, but if you're going to take a running back in the first round, at least be a threat to like take it the distance. But, that's just me. That's how I feel about running backs. But maybe Raider Gabe, what would you do with Abrams if we don't trade him? I think Patrick Graham is probably going to put him in a role that best fits his skill set. And I think a lot of people mention like the Jabril Peppers role. He might play that, that extra linebacker, you know what I mean? Closer to the line of scrimmage. And I think that's where he fits. But it's just what the question is that can he cover? Can he cover? Maybe in that area, but if you got to have him cover like maybe 15 yards down the field, that's where it kind of gets a little shaky. But we'll see, man. He's one of those guys that possibly, they're not going to pick up their 5th-year option for him. So we don't know what there's going to be a lot of changes moving forward. We're going to see a lot of different things with this team. Bernard says, what team in their right mind would do that? Facts. He's talking about the Abram and Morrow trade for a second, man. But hey, man, I love the effort though. I love the effort. He threw it in there. If a team takes that, man, oh my God, right? Dave Z he'll be the greatest GM of all time. If he convinces a team like, hey, here's Abrams and Morrow for a second, and the team, and if he does some voodoo magic or whatever and convinces them, man, that'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. Carr definitely got Aguilar. Yep, facts. Zay Jones, facts, 100%. Add Jared Cook. He's not a wide receiver, but Jared Cook put up his best numbers of his career with the Raiders. Only One Nation. Yeah, Ziegler sounds like a sophisticated troll when it comes. Yeah, bro. Like he knows exactly. Hey, man, much props to him though. The GM, being a GM is not. He's done a great job. This is not being a GM for the Raiders is not too big for him. He's obviously making the right moves. Like I'm just impressed by Dave Z alone. I still gotta wait for McDaniels. We all gotta wait because obviously we haven't played a game yet. But I'm confident with him as well as the coach for the Raiders. Let's see. Let me get back. I know I'm behind y'all. I want to get to all your comments. All right. Yeah, McFadden, when he was healthy, for sure. Yeah, bro. Like when he was healthy, it's just health was his downfall, and it kind of like messed up his career in a way. But it is what it is. That's the name of the game. Football is just it's a fun sport to watch, very physical. But the downside of it is the players do get hurt. I don't wish injuries on any players. I like watching the best players play, like healthy. I don't want players to get hurt at the end of the day. Like it's just not fun. It's not a fun thing to experience or watch. AJ Simpson, I love the Dave Z quote about picking for need. He said, you often pass over good players when when you reach for need. Facts, 100%. And McDaniels also touched on this during the owners meeting. During the owners meeting, they asked them about the draft and picking, the best player available, and he said he had a quote somewhere where he was like, "Hey, if I had to pick the same position over again, it was the best player ever, I would do it." Because at the end of the day, that's how you build a team. You got to put the best players on the field. I don't know how true. I think McDaniels is trying to make a point by saying I'm gonna pick 3 straight players at the same position, but you get the point. They're gonna try to get the best players on the team, even though maybe the biggest need might be O-line or D-line. If it might be a receiver with a lot of speed, or it might be a receiver, or it might be a safety, another corner, because we got a lot of different needs. So I don't think it's going to be a huge issue, but I think that you get the point in what they're saying. I think McDaniels and Dave Z are a great tandem, and they're on the same page clearly because they're saying the same things. Jack Kenna, best pick ever. Bo Jackson in the 7th round after being taken number 1 overall before. Okay. One Nation says, Farrell, I was rewatching the late night live with Gabe about the running backs. You forgot some greats: Tiki Barber, Sean Alexander, Jerome Bettis. I like them. I'm not saying they're bad players, but I'm gonna take Marshall Faulk over him. I'm gonna take LaDainian Tomlinson over him. I'm gonna take me personally as a Raider fan. I love Charlie Garner. You know what I mean? Y'all can co-sign too, Raider Nation. I know y'all love him as a player too. But what was another running back that I mentioned? I know I meant Marshall Faulk, Adrian Peterson. You know what I mean? Like, that dude's a fucking monster. Marshawn Lynch. Those, for me personally, I love just watching them play. I could watch their highlights and be like, damn, this dude was a beast. And not to say these players weren't good. And another guy too, a forgotten running back, great running back, Fred Taylor. Fred Taylor was a great running back. If you want to mention somebody too as well in that list, Fred Taylor was one of my favorite running backs as well. Hey, Neek 209, man, I appreciate it, brother. Hey, I'm gonna come up with way more content, but I need y'all support. Make sure to hit the tombs, like and subscribe to my channel so I can keep coming back with even better content, quality content. Because I want to make upgrades. I want to improve the camera quality. I want to improve everything you see, like pretty much the sound quality, everything. I want to improve everything. That's why next week I'm gonna be in Vegas having a good time, but at the same time, I'm gonna be out there connecting with Raider Nation and just having a good time as well. Cash Lord. Let's see. Who your number 1 pick in fantasy football this year, Farrell? Whew, that's a great question. Great question. That's a great question. It has to be like a running back. Gotta be a running back. Gotta be a running back or like a running QB that gives you like a lot of passing. That's a good question. Let me think about it. I'm not gonna say something stupid on here. Cash Lord, you're not gonna catch me say something dumb. But let me think about that. That's a good question. I haven't thought about fantasy football, but I'll give you a good answer. I'll give you a good answer in a second. Okay, I don't know what's going on. Anthony, my brother, man, appreciate you pulling up, brother. Appreciate you pulling up, man. Always showing support, man. Always coming through. Always talking football. Jack, I know Kaufman is your guy. He's your guy, man. He was a good player for us, for sure. For sure. I think wasn't he like the Raiders like priest or preacher? He was that later on. Like later on, he had that role with the team. I think randomly it was a quarterback from the Eagles that kind of took that position in Vegas now. Let's see. Avakazi Raider. What's good, Farrell? The fellow Tomb Raiders. RIP to Daryle Lamonica, one of all-time Raider Gates. Facts, 100%, man. We talked about that earlier, man. The Mad Bomber. The Mad Bomber. Like I said, one of my favorite nicknames. The Mad Bomber. That's a crazy nickname. Hey, Tyrone Wheatley's your guy. Hey, he was a good running back. He was good. Oh, Jamar Lewis. Oh, yeah. Whoo, Cash Lord. Whoo. He was a monster. He was a monster for sure. Okay, you with me? All right. Lynch, Fred Taylor are Hall of Famers. Facts. Okay. Yeah, 100%. All right, let me catch up. Let me get you. Adams would be only One Nation. You said Adams would be my first fantasy pick, if not Henry, for real. Yeah, because Carr could be. Hey, I'm not gonna lie. There is a chance Carr might throw him the ball like every play. This has been his guy since day one, since college. Like, you got to imagine, like, he's going to be super excited. Remember last year, first game of season with Waller? You know how many times Waller got the ball? Or he had how many attempts he had to get the ball? It was like 20 times, 20 targets. Shit, I think Adams might cut into that amount. But Raider Nation says another return man like Jacoby Ford is much needed with this offense. We have and field position we can. Yeah, and there's some good guys too. Like, I think on another live, we were going over some of the prospects that the Raiders brought in, and it was cornerback Marcus Jones, who's a good return man. And there's some players that can fit that skill set. I'm sure the Raiders know that, and I'm not comfortable with Renfro like returning like punts at this point of his career. Like he's too valuable a player for him to return punts. Like, come on, like I don't know what John Gruden was thinking to have him there. Like, I understand he's a heady player, smart player, but come on, bro. Like, we can't. If he gets hurt, then we're screwed on offense. Last year, at least. This year, we got some players, but still, Renfro is a big part of this offense. But yeah, McDaniels and Carl will be dynamic duo for sure. Facts, 100%, 100%, man. But yeah, man. Hey, man, if y'all haven't already, I don't want to keep saying this a lot, but I'm the road to 1K continues. Make sure to hit the tombs, like and subscribe, so I can keep coming back with more content, quality content. And man, so like I said, that goal of 1K is one of my many goals, and I'm trying to get to. And I would really appreciate it if y'all new here. Make sure to subscribe, share this to your family and friends if they're Raider fans. And I want to get into. I like talking about the NFL as well. I'm focused 100% with the Raiders because I'm a Raider fan, obviously. But I like talking the NFL in general as well. And I could tell some of y'all by some of the players that y'all mentioned, y'all love NFL in general too. Specifically the Raiders, of course. But so I'm gonna set something up in the future. Let me see. Avocado, you said some was going over Marcus Jones tape after you told me about him. The guy's a baller in returns, decent dime corner too, although a little small with the size. I like him as a prospect. Yeah, that's what I don't like about him is just the fact his size. Dude's like 5'8", 5'7" on a good day. Man, we have a guy like that and that was a better prospect in what's the cornerback for the he's a cornerback for the Raiders. Oh man, I forgot his name. Avocado, you know what I'm talking about. He's like 5'9". Amik Robertson. Amik Robertson. He's like 5'9". We already have a cornerback that's that tall, if not bigger. And coming out of the draft, if you remember, like the NFL, we're talking about how it was a great pickup, how he was a great cover corner, and it was a great pickup. It was just he was small. That's why Amik dropped. But a guy like Marcus Jones, he's not even as good as a cover corner coming out. Like, where are you going to pick him? Are you picking him in the 7th round, 6th round? I think his biggest value is special teams. And someone in the chat mentioned that we need someone to bring return kicks. Maybe we can get him later in the rounds, but we'll see. But yeah, man, that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about today, man. I just wanted to talk some football. It's been a minute. It's been since last week since I went live. So I just wanted to cover some of these topics that I mentioned. And man, it's always fun talking to Raider Nation. And like I said, I'll be in Vegas next week. Hit me up on social if y'all gonna pull up, man. Like, so we can all hang out. I believe Docs has this thing going on with the draft. I think on Thursday at Ahern Hotel. So I'm probably going to pull up there. Obviously, there's going to be a football game as well. And then the draft as well. So pull up. Let's have a good time. And make sure to like and subscribe, man. But let me let y'all go in a second. Hold on 1 second here. Man, y'all want to talk some football. I see, man. Y'all in here deep. Let's see. Let's see. Never been disrespectful. Jack, man, hey, man, you're a real one for sure. Nobody has ever been disrespectful on your channel. Haven't had to block anyone. Nation loves you. Hey, man, I appreciate that, man, because y'all my day ones, 100%. Like everybody here that's in this channel, we all at the end of the day, we all want to talk football. The Raiders, it's never personal. It's just at the end of the day. Even when we talk shit, even though we disagree. At the end of the day, like at the end of the day, it's just football. So I'm not gonna get mad at you if you disagree with me. But yeah, man, I appreciate you pulling up. Appreciate everybody pulling up. But I'm about to head out in a second as soon as I can get this thing rolling. As soon as I get this thing rolling, let's see, brand. Boom.
Just win, baby. Hello? You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it.